And we're back again. I don't miss a podcast.
Okay,
I'm here with my friend Cordell as always, and our guests today are Link and Cesar again. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for
helping
us.
out. Thanks for helping out, man.
Good.
Now that the COVID-19 is, everybody's getting their vaccine, we could get more guests and everybody's hanging out. I just got my second shot like 2-3 days ago, and I feel great.
Which one?
Oh wow.
The Moderna. Yeah.
No, you didn't feel anything like afterwards.
My arm hurt a little bit.
So sore.
You know, that's it. I mean, I didn't feel sick or anything. I mean,
Right.
But I'm doing my part. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've never gotten the flu shot, but like I was watching Bill Burr the other day. He's saying like they're not gonna kill off the conformists and leave all the Fonzies behind.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna take us out. If anything, they're gonna give us the vaccine and they hit us with a second wave that's gonna take out all the rebels. You know what I'm saying? But what's up, Cordell? What's in the news this week?
Oh, these crazy actors. Oh, my God. You know what? Should we start with Ricky Schroder or Steven Seagal?
Well, I like Steven Seagal. Let's save him for last. Let's go with Ricky Schroder. What's up with Ricky? Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoons. Well, just a couple weeks ago.
The white kid used to be on a little train.
Yeah.
My boy. That's what we're talking about, my boy.
You better,
shit.
Yeah, Ricky Schroder.
Hey,
used to come out with Alonso.
I used to love that show.
Alonso Riviera.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Carlton.
here's a little Ricky Schroder little story. Back in the 90s, when I had just started going into acting, like the first couple of years, I started doing background work. And I ended up doing background work on one of the shows that he was, it was called like NYPD Blue or something like that.
Right.
You know, it was him and Dennis something. That was the other guy's name.
Leary or who?
I forget. But anyway, they told me they were going to have me as a dead person with blood all over me. And they told me, we're going to pay you $100 extra for that.
Ooh.
And you're just going to have to be there for like 3-4 hours stuck on the floor. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to go to the bathroom or do anything, you know. Can you do it? And, you know. So,
what, are we going to have a long 4-hour shot or what?
And
what the fuck?
The one thing I could say about Ricky Schroder was that he kept coming over like every, you know, like hour, you know, and checking up on me and be like, hey, are you okay? Like,
maybe he liked you.
Do you need some water?
I really liked you.
You know, thanks for doing this. You know, I know you're laying there for a while, but do you need some water or anything?
That's.
I thought that was cool, man. Like that was completely a different person that I saw like a few days ago on the news where, you know, he's being all racist.
Well, things will change in 5, 6, 10 years. You know, maybe his political views changed.
Such a nice guy.
You know, I'm glad that you did do that before we talk shit about old boy.
Yeah, no, he was such a nice guy. You showed that he does
have another side. Like you've seen him personally being nice. I was a fan of him.
I used to watch Silver Spoon, so I was a fan of that. So
and the little train, huh?
Yeah, the dad.
All aboard.
I remember that dad's girlfriend was kind of hot. Kate, I think was her name on the show. I don't remember exactly, but I remember I used to be like, "What? A train through the house? What the hell?" And they had video games.
Yeah, he had an arcade system in the house.
The only time
that was dope, man.
The only time I saw that was when I went to the Playboy Mansion and shit. They had a little game room like that. I was like, wow.
I had never seen that.
And then what happened with Ricky Schroder Cordell?
Well, he went on a rant at Costco. You know, talking about.
I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that one. Yeah, man, we were talking shit.
Went on a what?
He started cussing out the workers
he
at
looks
Costco.
like an idiot.
Because he's a non-masker.
Because he's a non-masker. And they're like, well, we still got to keep him on for the next couple weeks or whatever it is.
He's like, no, listen to your boss. He just wrote about it yesterday. Like, you guys are not supposed to be wearing masks.
Oh, I love that. Listen to your boss. Your boss.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Shit.
Where he got weird. He started talking about you guys obey different kings and lords, and he posted the video himself. And while he was doing this, he was telling people, all the customers, to you guys should ask for a refund on your memberships. Get your membership back. You know, don't give them your money.
Nobody listened.
I don't think he has that much of a following that they're gonna go there and do what he wants.
Dude, but you know, this guy, he's been in a lot of trouble in the past.
He just gave money to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, what, $150K, which is, you know, to his bail fund to get Kyle Rittenhouse out from you remember Linwood? The old crazy Linwood homie?
The kid that shot the Black Lives Matter protesters.
Oh, he had his
our assault rifle.
17-year-old. And you know, when he made bail, less than 2 days later, they saw his ass with Proud Boys at the bar drinking and shit. You know
what? I've been watching that the Proud Boys are trying to infiltrate a lot of GOP. They're trying to enter into the political realm.
Oh, of course,
through the GOP, and they're running in different cities.
Of course, and also Ricky Schroder. He was arrested twice for domestic violence. But what's funny, ironic?
Don't hit the women.
Right. Oh, right. No.
Don't hit the women.
Yeah. You know what his first movie was, Ricky Schroder? It was in a movie called The Champ, starring Jon Voight.
Oh, I saw that movie.
That's
what's crazy?
That's the one where he cried.
That makes sense. Jon Voight's like a crazy Trump supporter.
Well,
he poisoned them.
But check this out. I have a story. He has a story. I have a story. Jon Voight.
With Jon Voight?
What?
So I used to work in a restaurant, and I was a server.
In New York?
No, here in LA.
Okay.
And I served him and a bunch of people that he was taking out that he does normally, right? Mm-hmm. There's about eight, I guess, family from somewhere in South Central. But whatever, I took care of the whole table, and he gave me $100, right? And he said to me, he said, thank you so much for taking care of our table. You were excellent. And I said, thank you, sir. I said, but what I really look forward is to working with you someday. And he says, you're an actor? And I said, yeah. He says, come here, give me your phone number. Gave him a phone number. And he says, I'm gonna do my best for them to at least call you. And if they do, you show up. I was like, great. Bam. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. It's the casting director. Asked me to come in. I audition. And I'm on set. I get booked for the show.
With Jon Voight?
With Jon Voight.
For what show was that?
What's his name? Ray Donovan.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's Liv Schreiber.
Ray Donovan on Showtime.
I'm on that show, and I'm in the dressing room, and when I go out, whatever, and I go to see hair and makeup, and I look and I see him, and I'm like, man, I want to tell him, yo, thank you so much. That was amazing, and I'm looking, I'm like waiting, and I'm like, is he getting up? They're like, yeah, he's getting up now. So he goes outside. I'm done. I go out. And I go, sir, I just want to tell you, thank you so much. Thank you. The casting director called me. And, they called me in. I auditioned. And he goes, I'm sorry.
What's your
I
name?
met a lot of people. What's your name?
So you're saying that maybe he had nothing to do with it?
And he says to me, and I said, I was Link. I worked at such and such restaurant. I took care of you. He goes, oh, I remember. Oh, it worked. It worked. So, but they always told me not to address any political issues,
Yeah, because he's a right-wing nut.
It's like Clint Eastwood. I work with Clint Eastwood.
Right.
And I had a shirt.
There's two sides, my whole point.
Yeah, you just illustrated
also,
that.
Clint Eastwood's a Republican, right? When I was in Georgia, I worked on... I had this T-shirt that it was Trump kissing Vladimir Putin. I have photo, and when I showed up, I'm hanging out with his daughter, in a little circle drinking, and I apologized to her.
Which daughter?
The one that's in the movie, The Mule. I forget her name.
Okay.
Anyway, she's in The Mule. She plays the lead actor.
You guys can see her in The Mule.
In The Mule.
And you can see my friend Cesar in there on that little part.
First thing I did while we were talking, because she's laughing, I said, look, I'm sorry. I know your dad's a Republican, and I apologize in advance for the T-shirt I'm wearing. She's like, don't worry about it. My dad doesn't care about that. She was such a sweetheart. And then I actually got to speak to Mr. Eastwood himself. And I know he's a Republican, but such the coolest, nicest guy. Are you sure he was talking
to you, not to the chair next to you?
No.
No, but what he's saying is true. All these stories,
like you hear these stories about
people have two sides.
Republicans.
People have two sides,
and there's two sides.
There's a political side and who they are in person when you meet them in person.
They probably know how to keep it away from their profession, right? Like you go to work, you cool at work with everybody.
Yeah, cool, but outside of work in the public,
and you're like, you turn on your candle to Adolf.
So you know what's funny? There's another actor out there who doesn't know how to keep it professional, and that's Mr. Steven Seagal.
Wow, you know what? I like Steven Seagal movies. Yeah. I mean, not all of them, but the first ones he did were pretty good.
Above the Law was dope, man. He had everybody trying to do the same move and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because he would break arms and shit.
Yeah. Break the arm.
But then, here's the thing. I watch some, I follow Sammy Gravato, the Bull, Sammy the Bull.
Oh, Salvatore.
Yeah, Sammy the
Salvatore.
Bull. He has a podcast. on YouTube.
Salvatore.
Yeah, Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull.
From the Velcro Don, remember?
No.
He's from New York. He's over there from their area.
He's a famous mafia guy.
John Gotti.
Oh.
That started a podcast.
He was the informant for the Gotti family.
For the Gotti.
John Gotti. He was the informant.
Okay.
So anyway, he started a podcast. And in the podcast, he says that Steven Seagal was confronted by the mob and that he shitted his pants. So he said he had a hard time watching him
Because
be a
what
tough
you gonna
guy.
do? Fight karate? Like,
Hey, wait, you said Steven Seagal shitted his pants? There's multiple stories about him shitting his pants.
There's another big
Come on.
one. Yes.
No, it's because he was talking shit
On
about
set.
how big and bad he was, and then the mob homies like kind of checked him, and he shit his pants. But in this other instance, it was there's a famous wrestler and fighter
Gene LaBelle.
who was Gene LaBelle, and he was being
Gina Bell?
He's
He's like one of the first mixed martial artists. He even taught Bruce Lee.
Oh, wow.
He's super badass.
And so he's on set, and Steven Seagal was bragging about how he can't be choked out. You know, no one can do this and that. Woo, woo, woo.
He said, I can't be choked out because of my Aikido skills.
And so old boy put him up, said, well, let's test your skills and see.
Right.
And this old dude supposedly choked him out so bad, he put him
Old
to sleep.
dude?
Yeah, he's an older guy.
Gene LaBelle, yeah.
He's from the 50s, Gene LaBelle.
Oh my gosh.
And so he choked out Steven Seagal on a movie set, and Steven Seagal shit his pants too on that occasion.
Wow.
Hey, but Gene LaBelle, to his credit, what he said was, hey, he ate a big dinner before that. It didn't happen to anybody.
He was just being nice. But that's twice that we know that he's shitted himself.
Like Gene LaBelle both times?
No, one time was by the mob.
Oh.
I guess
Okay, yeah.
the mob used to finance his movies. That's what Sammy the Bull says. And then he tried to become a Buddhist or something. Remember? And they tried to pull him back into making movies. And they went to talk with him and he shitted himself because he thought he was in trouble.
No, dude, Steven's crazy. You know, he used to tell people he was trained by the CIA.
Yeah.
And they even called him on it one day. They said, well, hey, you want to take the CIA test thing? And he didn't even how to use the compass. He didn't know how to use that, or he said, well, I don't know how to use that, my boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very unprofessional. There's several. If you go, like when we go back to what I say, go online and look it up. There's several incidents where like John Leguizamo.
You know the John Leguizamo story?
Yeah.
You know
What?
John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
He said they were on a movie together, and he walked in and said that I'm taking over, or not those words exactly, but you guys do what I say. And then he laughed. He thought it was just a joke.
But he almost choked out John Leguizamo.
No, he punched
Really?
him.
He punched him.
He punched him in the chest and knocked all the wind out of him.
Oh my God.
He talks about it on Arsenio Hall. If you watch, if you Google on YouTube Arsenio Hall, you'll see.
He's a bully.
He confesses?
Wow.
Dude, well, you know what he did to James
He
Bond?
confessed?
You know James Bond. He just died.
Sean Connery?
Sean Connery. Yeah.
Well,
Tell him, Cordell.
He broke his wrist on the set of James Bond. He was a fight coordinator, Steven Seagal, and he broke James Bond's wrist.
What a nice, man.
He broke Sean Connery's hand, and then a lot of women have accused him of
No respect.
indecent.
maybe they owed the mob. No.
Right on.
Look,
He's
indecent
an enforcer.
behavior. He's been accused of indecent behavior by several women. If you look online.
Well, he settled at least 3 of them for $50K each.
And what's the new
3
one?
different women. So the reason we're talking about it in the first place is because he has Russian citizenship now.
Oh,
He's
yes.
got granted
Vladimir
Russian
Putin is his
citizenship.
friend.
Yeah, and he's talking all this shit about,
Yeah.
you know, you guys, we need a stronger America. It needs to be like Russia and woo, woo, woo.
We need better actors that don't shit themselves like that. And also, he's an idiot. You know what? Well, he had that reality show, but then he had those hair implants, and he looked like fucking Eddie Monster grown up and shit. And then that was
I'm trying to picture that.
little widow's piece and shit.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm naturally fucking like
A reality show?
His hair's like
Is
blue.
he like a peace officer? Or
He's a cop on the
Something
reality
like
show.
that?
Yeah, he's a cop.
No, but he has some law enforcement training.
No, he's a police officer somewhere in middle America somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, but he's all fat, obese, and out of shape.
He kind of looks like Elvis Presley now and shit. Like the,
Wow.
At least my version.
I like Jean-Claude Van Damme better as a fighter. Between him
They
and
had
Steven
their moment.
Seagal.
They both had their moment.
But Jean-Claude could always take off his shirt.
Because he had a better body.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal was only
And he
thin
did
for
that split. And that split.
He was flexible. You could tell he did some martial arts.
Yes,
you know?
Steven Seagal was
Because
just
he had a
moving.
classy approach. He had a funny show where he was himself. on the show.
They all do.
I loved it. I really thought it was
David Hasselhoff has one.
Listen.
Fucking all of them do. That's what they all pay
himself.
Yeah.
You know,
so,
Joey from Friends has one too on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Choices, I think. It's pretty good.
True story. 8 years ago, I worked on I did some background work on a Jean-Claude Van Damme TV show that came out. He was like the lead actor, and we sat down and he was just chilling and talking to me, and he finds out I'm Latino, and he's like, "Oh, my wife is Puerto Rican," and I'm like, "Really?" And we just started kicking it from there. He was such a nice guy too.
It's good. It's good to hear.
I didn't know he was married.
I
didn't know he was married to a Puerto Rican. She's like, yeah, she's from New York too. Like she's cool. And I was like,
well, we have Steven Seagal stories are not the same. They're the total opposite of that.
True.
They're all like he's a douche.
You know what happened with him and the Dalai Lama? Steven Seagal was giving a bunch of money to the Dalai Lama, and supposedly he's going around telling people that the Dalai Lama made him a living deity.
How much money did he give him and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
How you know?
Dalai Lama said that?
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. No, that's what Steven says. Steven says that the Dalai Lama made him a deity.
Well, maybe honestly, like, let's be honest, like, maybe he has some mental issues that he needs to seek some type of help for.
True.
I mean, if you have conversations like that,
I mean, if you crapped yourself twice and it was known all over the place.
He literally shitted on himself.
Yeah.
And on this show, he's getting shitted on too.
Well, this time it's somebody else doing it, not himself doing it to himself.
Well, folks, if you like what you heard, like and subscribe and share with your friends.
You are listening to the Audio Missile Podcast.